Cool, so just take a seat. I'm Kayla. I'm a social worker here with the Wintec Social Worker Service. Just a little bit about us. We've been here for 17 years now, and we're just here to kind of help make students' lives a little bit easier by just helping them get through difficult times in their life. So before we start, would you like to, something we kind of like to do is to start with a prayer, just kind of to bless the place and just kind of keep this room kind of sacred, so it's kind of just between me and you. Is that something you would like to do?
Yep.
Okay. So we'll just bow our heads and I'll just say, would you like to say a prayer?
I'm fine.
Okay, we'll just bow our heads. Dear Lord, we just thank you for today and just that Ricky Lee has come in and that we just make some progress and just thank you for this wonderful day. Amen.
Amen.
Cool. So just before we get started, I just have to let you know that we obviously have a confidential agreement here. So everything that you say in this room is just between me and you, unless I think that you are a risk to yourself or anyone around you, then I will have to talk with my supervisor and kind of just see what to do and where to go from there. But it's always for the best interest, for your best interest. And yeah, I just have a copy of the terms and agreements and confidentiality in here for you, so you can just read this. You don't have to read it now, you can just take it home and read it then, but kind of, I just wanted to keep you in the loop and just aware of what we do and what we believe in.
Okay. I'm just going to put this in my handbag.
Yeah, okay. So I'll just tell you a little bit about myself before we get started. I am married and am a mother to 3 children, and I have been a social worker for 5 years now, and I just normally a city girl, like a big city girl, but have recently moved to Hamilton just so my children can be closer to their grandparents. And yeah, do you want to tell me a little bit about yourself?
I'm from Hamilton. Live rurally though.
Whereabouts?
Just in Raglan.
Oh,
yeah, so
cool.
just down Hamilton. I study.
What are you studying?
Travel and tourism. My last year, and I have 5 kids.
Okay.
Got my 6th on the way.
Oh, wow.
My oldest is 13. So yeah.
It must keep you pretty busy on your toes.
Yeah. Well, just the mum, and just it's hard because she's going to high school now. So yeah.
Yes, I see. I just forgot to let you know that I'm just going to take a few notes throughout the thing, throughout our session, just so that I can refer to them later, and we can kind of make a reflection chart, kind of to see from where you've started to where you eventually will end up. Is that okay with you?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So wow, almost 6 children. That is, I applaud you. I struggle with my 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and you're studying as well. So that just must. Wow.
Yeah. Well, my days, I get some days off, which is really good because for us, if I didn't have those days off, I'd sort of be screwed. Just keeping on top of the housework and the kids and eating myself and all of that.
Yeah. No, fair enough. And I hope you don't mind me asking, but do you have a partner? And what
Well, we've been married for I think it's like 13 years.
Oh,
but we've been together for I think 16 years. So we met 3 years before we got married.
That's nice.
Yeah, and then I had my daughter, my oldest. Yeah. He's a good dad. He's in the picture. Because we live rurally, there's more rooms. Yeah, so that's why we had to live outside of Hamilton. So we've got a big backyard for the kids, and they love their dirt bikes and all of that. But yeah, he works full time. He's a scaffolder, as well as helps out at the farm, his parents' farm. It's just down the road from our house. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So do they help out a lot?
His parents?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, they're really good. They actually gave us the house. They brought us the house that we live in because there's 6 kids, or going to be 6, and me and my husband. They brought us a big 5-bedroom house rurally. So it worked out really good. Yeah, they take the kids, when we need time off. Yeah.
Sounds like you've got a really good support system going on there.
Yeah. It has its days.
Yeah. So what's brought you here today?
Just sort of being like I don't know whether to keep my 6th child or not. And so I've heard through the process you have to obviously see a social worker.
Yeah.
I'm keeping my options open at the moment. I've got a real good support system, routine, schedule. Sports on this day and practices on that day, and taking the kids for a walk around the lake, and keeping them active. It's going really good, and so I feel if I do have another child, who's going to miss out? Because I'm in a really good routine. It just means that I'm pregnant for 9 months, and I've been pregnant before, so I know the effects it has. And my youngest, he's 5, so he's just off to school. So I've got 5 kids in school, and no one in kindy, no one who has to be picked up till 5 because they will do after school program. So it's having another kid to take to kindy and be home by then, and it's.
So is your biggest concern that you're not going to be able to fit a 6th child into your daily routine?
I think I'll be able to.
Yeah.
But it's who misses out until then.
Yeah.
Because I'm 8 weeks pregnant.
Yeah.
So there's another. So there's another 7 more months before I even drop. So in those 7 months, because me and my husband were talking, and we reflected about the last time I was pregnant 5 years ago. That's a long time.
Yeah. And kind of what's his standpoint on the situation?
We reflected about it. He said the decision is up to me. Either way, he'll support me. Because we have a good system in place as it is right now. But as I said, 5 years ago, it was a long time since I last was carrying. And when we reflected, my husband said I was just an absolute shit girlfriend or wife at the time, obviously, because my emotions were rocketed and my hormones, and I was low on iron and low on this and wanted this, and and it was hectic when I was last pregnant. And it did take a toll on our marriage, and I'm just scared whether that's going to happen again.
Well, unfortunately, I can't pull a magic wand out and give you your answer because I'm not the one going through the situation. So I'm not going to be able to give you an answer on what you should do, but I can help you come to that answer. I'm pro-choice, so I believe this is totally up to you, whatever you choose to do. I'm here to support you, and like you said, you've got a lot of support at home too, which must make things easier. Have you done kind of like a pros and cons list?
No, a little bit, yeah, because when me and my husband have downtime, we talk about it, we reflect, it's a big decision.
Yeah, it is.
Not not only financially, emotionally, physically, mentally, for us together as a relationship as me as on myself and then my kids. And then it's like the pros we weighed up would be another person, another life. That within itself is amazing. Not many people can give life, and I'm one of the few who can give 6. So that's a good pro. Like that would be the top pro. A con would just be I don't know because it hasn't happened. I can't predict a con. That's what I'm doing is I'm predicting things that could or could not happen. So the con won't come until my decision is made.
Well, it kind of sounded like before that you were saying cons would be that your children would feel left out because you wouldn't be able to balance it equally. But then again, routine always is adjustable. You can always change it. But again, it's totally your choice.
Well, see, like with the cons being weighed up at the moment, why I say it, like, because I was saying, like, the routines and my kids and all of that. I think that might happen. Like I think that might happen because there's. So my kids are 13. My girl's 13. My youngest is 5. So I've got 13, 11, 10. No, 7 and 5. So the age gaps between all these kids are like 2 years or a couple of years, and it's really good because they were able to see, like, be a bit older and able to see their little brother or sister, in a little state, like a baby state, and like that was really good. So my kids have had the experience of little babies, and my sister's had her little baby. It's just, I don't know if they're going to cope.
Well, have you tried to talk to them about it?
Well, I can't tell them.
Well, you could talk about it in like a rhetorical sense. Maybe just be like, oh, well, what if we had another sibling? Like,
I could do that, but it's I could be possibly leading them on to think that we're gonna try for another kid. And like my oldest daughter, she's really, really understanding, and I've only told her, but I don't want to scare her. I don't want her to know that there is such a thing called an abortion. So that's sort of pulling my strings to keep the job. But just 7 months till we go, but obviously I have to make my decision in the next 4 weeks. I'm just a bit scared. Like I'm really scared. Like for my physical person. Like I'm a very spiritual person, and me and my kids we go to church, and and it's against. Well, not against. It's a sin in the eyes of the Lord, and I don't want to sin, but I don't want to live my life like feeling empty because I've had a 6 kid. It's real frustrating. It's I don't know. My husband's really good about it, but it's my body that goes through it, not his.
Well, have you contemplated any other options like adoption or
No, not really.
Not really?
I've never really thought about adoption.
Because what it sounds like is that you don't want an addition to your family, but you don't think you can go through an actual abortion. And this way it kind of meets you in the middle. But the only thing would be 7 months down the track, how are you going to feel?
Yeah, I don't know, because my mum was adopted, and she resents her birth parents. She knows them, but she resents them, and it's hard because I don't want to be like, yay, let's give away our 6th baby, and then next minute I'm pregnant with my 7th, and I'm like, no, let's keep that one. I'm in a good space, we're in a good routine, I can add it, and then that, there's a lot of resentment, that's why I don't think I've considered adoption. I've just seen it tear my mum apart.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe I could, I don't know, adopt within the family, like my siblings. That could work. It's just having to ask someone.
Yeah.
How do you ask someone, do you want my baby?
Yeah. Well, you could just have a feel around. And, you might be surprised who would be willing to do so. And it could even be like extended family, like your second cousin who can't have a child, or something like that. That's always an option. What's your gut instinct telling you?
Nothing really. I try not go not really. Nah, not much. Like I just go off my heart or my head.
Yeah.
Most days. But I'm feeling like this child should just. Obviously, it's meant to be. You know what I mean? Like you don't just get pregnant because I was on the Jadal. Straight after my fifth was born, I got on the Jadal. And then I just I think obviously I'm 2 months pregnant. So this was before. So my doctor was saying that when I got the Jadal removed, the new implants wouldn't come to the next day, and plus he needed my arm to have rest because it was getting infected. And then the next day I was pregnant. I conceived. So it was like, it's meant to be. Yeah. In a sort of sense of it. I don't know, my husband, he's all for it. But I don't know, it's just, maybe it's just a sign that I should just have another child. Maybe.
So if we were to flip a coin right now, and head said, keep the baby, and tail said, don't keep the baby, and we flipped it in the air, while it's flipping in the air, what are you more kind of hoping it will land on?
I know I'm thinking,
if it lands on get rid of the baby or not keep it, how do you think that will make you feel?
Real distraught, I think. I've never done an abortion ever in my life, and I've heard there's really some effects that can happen afterwards. So back to the question of flipping the coin, I think just I'd be on keep it. I don't think I have the heart to obviously do it, but I'm just weighing my options at the moment.
And that's all you can do. I mean, you've still got another 4 weeks to kind of decide. And I know it's not easy, kind of having these thoughts constantly running around in a circle in your mind. But I think the more information you kind of get about it, and the more you explore your feelings, the more you're kind of going to see how you're feeling.
I'm just going to go to the toilet, if that's okay. I just need a tissue.
So I'm guessing this is quite I'm not guessing, I know it is a really difficult situation to kind of be in. And it's not any easier. And it probably won't get any easier until you settle on a decision. I can give you information on the different kind of things that you can do, like adoption or termination. I could even refer you on to somebody that I know who works in the hospital, in the women's ward, who kind of specialises in this area. Although I would love to see you again, I just kind of feel like someone who has more experience in this field would be able to offer you so much more than I could. How would you feel about that?
I just maybe just get some brochures and maybe just think over that. I don't want to make an appointment with her because it's putting me in that position that
Oh, she's
Okay.
exactly like me.
Okay.
She'll be open, but because she works specifically with women who are in the same position as you,
Okay.
she kind of can offer more advice
Okay.
and not so much make your decision for you,
Okay.
but kind of explore more options than I can.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will give her a call after this, but I'll also write down her number for you,
Okay.
just in case she doesn't get in contact with you in the next 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe you could just do a chase-up call, or you could call me and I can chase her up. Okay. So her name's Vanessa.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Is there anything else you'd like to cover today? Our session's just coming to an end, unfortunately.
No. It's just really good to just tell someone who's not in my circle of, you know, like, because I haven't really told anyone, just me, my husband, and my oldest daughter. So it's really good to just talk about it to someone else.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. I would love to see you again, but then again, I don't want to put too much pressure on you with referring you to kind of the other specialist social worker. So that's totally up to you with what you want to do. But yeah, what do you think you kind of?
Well, if you give me your card and your number, maybe I could, and your email address, maybe I could email you in the next few days.
Yeah, definitely.
Go from there. I really enjoyed talking about it.
I'm glad.
Yeah, it's just I don't know, it's just easier now that I've just opened up to someone.
Yeah. And it just opens up the door to so many other possibilities.
Yeah.
Cool. So this information here, I'll list this one here too. Okay. So this one is just an information brochure, and in here there's different types of options you can contemplate. So there's your adoption, termination, and just also the contact phone number and the details for the lady that I was talking about, Vanessa. So that's all in there. And this one is just kind of, just a little bit of extra reading for you to have. I really enjoyed meeting with you today, just because we opened with a prayer. I hope you don't mind, but we'll just close with a prayer just to kind of bless this area. Okay, just bow your head. Dear Lord, just thank you for allowing for Kayla to open up today and explore some options, and hopefully she will have some more ideas and into what she wants to choose to do. And I just hope that she continues progressing into choosing the option that would be best for her. Amen.
Amen.
Cool.
Thank you for that.
All right, and I'll just see you out. Oh my God.